What's up everybody, it's Log here. Bit of a different video today. I figured I'd show a bit more of a personal side to me. I've never really done this before, told a story time I suppose you could say, but today I'm getting in the nook and crannies of it. I'm spitting on my hands, shaking everybody else's. I don't care if we're blood brothers, sisters, or theys, I suppose, in the modern day. I really want to get down into the spaghetti and meatballs of things. Now, as this video is cornerly titled, Fortnite Simpsons saved me. I know, just reading that, you're probably thinking, sweet mother of pearl, this man spent too much time on Instagram Reels. However, that is the actual truth. Now, before the Fortnite Simpsons season came out, I was quite disconnected and isolated from people. I spent a lot of time by myself. I had some friends, but I wouldn't really talk to them too much because they were busy doing their own things. So it kind of resulted in me just being massively socially isolated and developing some, I guess you could say, toxic friendships and relationships, just ending up kind of desperate for any sort of social interactions with people. So understandably, in a situation like that, you're going to accept pretty much anything if that results in you just receiving some sort of attention from anybody. That doesn't go to say that I didn't have my family or anything like that. Obviously I have my family, but you need friends as well, and that was something that I was massively lacking until the Fortnite season came out. Now, when the Fortnite Simpsons season came out, I actually hit up a really good friend of mine, someone who I used to play Fortnite with way back in the day, and I've always kind of hopped on to play the competitive scene with him because I love the comp side of Fortnite. However, we hadn't really spoken for a year, and I thought, you know what, this is the perfect time to message him. The season before wasn't that interesting, so we didn't have a reason to get on, but now he actually has a reason to hop on, and hopefully I can rekindle that friendship. And shortly after I messaged him, we were back to playing Fortnite like how we used to, and honestly, things just felt so great. However, I knew that he was also connected to a lot of older friends I used to have back in the day, about 4 or 5 years ago now, and eventually he ended up getting me back into contact with those guys, and somehow the Fortnite Simpsons season actually saved my social life. For the first time in quite a long time, I actually feel confident in saying the fact that I have a social scene and friends to talk to and enjoy my time with. I think a lot of people nowadays have quite a skewed perspective. Like, for people who are seeing this for the first time, I have a main channel as well where I post a lot of stuff, and if you just look at that, you might think, oh, there's no way in hell this guy's lonely, there's no way he doesn't have friends to hang out with because the videos he talks so much, etc. But the thing is, a lot of people who end up making content or streaming, they do it because it's fun, obviously, but they also literally have nothing else to do, especially in terms of being sociable. Like, for example, if you do look at people who are super sociable, they have loads of friends, and you say to yourself, why on earth don't they make videos? It's because they just don't have the social battery for it. They're always hanging out with people, and understandably, they're going to run out of energy if they're trying to make videos. However, for someone like me, I don't hang out with a lot of people, I don't go out all the time, so I'm able to just sit there and just make these videos and work on content for hours on end because I just have nothing else to do. And does that mean that since I've rekindled all these friendships that I'm no longer going to be making videos as much? No, absolutely not. I still enjoy making content just as much, but now I actually have other people to enjoy doing other things with, and I don't spend that portion of my day by myself. Even sometimes I have people suggesting video ideas or talking to me about the content that I make, and it's a really nice feeling just to get that recognition from real friends, not just people online saying, hey dude, I like your videos, which is obviously always nice and it's really welcoming, but equally you do need a balanced life, and I didn't have that until the Fortnite Simpsons season came out. Obviously there was never going to be a point where I was going to give up on life and stop talking to people and basically just end it all. That was never going to happen, but there were definitely some times where I felt extremely down and lonely and just isolated from the world. However, this Fortnite season genuinely just brought me back to reality, which sounds insane to say, honestly, but it is the truth. And I just kind of wanted to make this video to really just hint to anyone out there who's perhaps feeling lonely right now and have lost connections with people out there. It's never too late to just message that old homie and say, hey man, new Fortnite season, wanna hop on? It can literally just be as simple as messaging someone, asking them if they want to hop on the new Fortnite season, or just asking them how they've been. Perhaps you don't have a console or something like that to play games on. It really isn't hard to just message people and see how they're doing. Yes, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that have toxic friendships and they drop people off for a reason, and by no means am I suggesting that you go back to those people, but at the same time, I'm sure there were some very positive people in your life at some point and you've just lost contact with them. And I'll tell you right now, if you used to be good friends with them, you'll definitely be good friends with them now. Just because it's been 3 or 4 years or however long you may think it's been, you may think it's been too long, it's never been too long. You can always reconnect with people, you'll always have a good time. Most of the time they'll go back to the way that they used to act around you, and vice versa. It will just feel really nice to reconnect. And for anybody out there that perhaps doesn't have any friends and they're completely socially isolated and they never really connected with people like that, it's never too late to just message random people, just see how they're doing. Like, for example, today I saw someone put a badass song up on Instagram. I just messaged them saying, that song is so freaking tough. Do you have any other similar? And then before you know it, you're in a full-blown conversation with this person thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to marry them or whatever. Like, you get the idea of it. Obviously, I'm making a joke about the marriage thing, but nonetheless, you can still just contact people, and people are actually kind. I think a lot of people that have maybe social anxiety or they isolate themselves, they think that everybody's a big bad wolf. For a matter of fact, they're not. Most people out there, they're actually super kind and they really like receiving a message as long as you're not a freak about it. Don't say, hey, dude, I've been stalking Instagram for the past 2 weeks. You have a zit on your top right forehead. Don't be a freak or a weirdo. But it is nice to just give people a little bit of attention. People enjoy it, and sometimes you might just click and connect with someone, and then before you know it, you're friends with people again, or you've got new friends. But yeah, I just want to talk about this because the Fortnite Simpsons season's over now, and I'm so glad that Fortnite did that random ass collab. It's really brought me back to having friends again, and it's just nice. It's also helped me realize that there were some toxic friendships that I had to get out of sooner than I should have, and I'm just feeling good about things, and I wanted to spread the word. So yeah, that's about it. See ya.